Sophie Cunningham's Good Morning America interview wasn't a PR tour. It was a contract negotiation disguised as a crisis. The clip you saw everywhere was Sophie smiling, talking about league growth and charted flights. But a single sentence, a 10-second comment, has reportedly sent shockwaves through locker rooms and front offices. We obtained this report from November 3rd, detailing Sophie's contract status. She's an unrestricted free agent, and her own team, the Indiana Fever, reportedly does not consider her a priority. The common belief is that Sophie just had an awkward slip-up on national television, fumbling her words about a sensitive topic. The reality, when you follow the money, the timeline, and the CBA, is that this was one of the most calculated public chess moves in recent WNBA history. This wasn't a mistake, it was a message. So what did Sophie Cunningham actually say on Good Morning America that has veterans and agents so furious? Why is this comment being seen as a direct betrayal of the WNBAPA's entire strategy in the middle of their biggest negotiation ever? And how does Sophie's own contract situation and the rise of new multi-million-dollar rival leagues reveal the real money and power motive behind her slip-up? Today, we're not just looking at the clip. We are pulling the receipts. We have the specific CBA clauses that prove her point, the contract report that reveals her motive, and the insider fallout from agents and league sources who are watching this spark a civil war. Let's start with the motive, because it's the most blatant receipt of all. Why would Sophie risk angering the league, the union, and her fellow players? Because she's currently fighting for her financial life. On November 3rd, 2025, just days before the GMA interview, the Sporting News reported on her future. The headline? Fever Sophie Cunningham gets bad news about her future as Indiana's priority revealed. The report states that Sophie is an unrestricted free agent and the Fever's #1 priority is re-signing Kelsey Mitchell, which may squeeze Cunningham out of the picture. This isn't a secret, and Sophie confirmed it herself. On her own podcast, she was quoted as saying, "The next team I play for, I want a bigger contract, so then I can buy a house and be cozy. It could be anywhere." She is a free agent. Her team is not prioritizing her. She wants a bigger contract, and it could be anywhere. Now watch the GMA interview through that lens. When she made her comment, she wasn't just a WNBA player speaking on behalf of the league. She was an unemployed, in-waiting veteran, sending a public signal to every other general manager in the WNBA, and perhaps to rival leagues, that she is available and that proven vets like her are being undervalued. She wasn't trying to start a media firestorm, she was trying to create her own market. This comment was a for sale sign, disguised as league analysis. It was a desperate and brilliant power play. But that one move has now put her directly in the crosshairs of the most powerful group in the sport, the WNBAPA. This brings us to the most shocking part of the story. This wasn't just a personal plea, it was a political disaster. To understand why, you have to understand the calendar. Sophie's comment didn't happen at a random time. It happened, according to league sources, right in the middle of the WNBAPA's high-stakes, closed-door CBA negotiations with the league. For months, the Players Association has been building a case for a new massive media rights deal. Their entire strategy is based on one word: unity. They are presenting a single, unified front to the league, arguing that all players, from the Supermax stars to the end-of-the-bench rookies, deserve a bigger piece of the pie. And then Sophie Cunningham goes on Good Morning America. At the 4-minute, 15-second mark, she said this: "It's amazing to see the new TV money, but my concern is that it's all going to the Supermax stars and the new rookie scale deals. The vets in the middle, the ones who built this, are getting squeezed out by the hard cap. Teams are being forced to choose cheap talent over proven talent." In 10 seconds, she destroyed the WNBAPA's entire unified front. She publicly pitted veterans against rookies. She created a civil war, as an agent told us, between the missing middle and the cheap new talent. We spoke to a source with direct knowledge of the CBA talks, Their response was blunt. She just gave the league all the leverage. She told them the players aren't unified. She gave them permission to offer a deal that helps the top and the bottom, but leaves the middle, the exact group she's in, to fight for scraps. A WNBA player agent was even more furious. "My phone blew up," they told us, on condition of anonymity. "I have veteran clients asking me if the union is even fighting for them. I have rookie-scale clients asking why a veteran player is painting them as the enemy. It's chaos. And it's all because Sophie decided to negotiate her contract on national TV." Remember, Aja Wilson and the Fiza Claire have been strategic and unified in their public criticism of the league. This was different. This was friendly fire, and it may have cost the veteran players millions in their next deal. But here's the quiet part. The reason it's so explosive is because she's not wrong. The math proves Sophie's point, which is exactly why it was so dangerous to say out loud. The surface-level fans don't understand the WNBA's hard cap. They think more league revenue automatically means every player gets more money. That's false. A hard cap means there is a ceiling and you cannot go over it for any reason. Every dollar you give to one player must be taken from another. Let's look at the receipts. We pull the 2020 to 2027 WNBA collective bargaining agreement, specifically the exhibits detailing the salary scales. For the 2025 season, the minimum salary for a player with 0 to 2 years of experience, a rookie, was $66,079. Now, look at a veteran with 3 or more years of experience. Their minimum salary was $78,831. That's a $12,000 difference just at the minimum level. When a GM is trying to build a 12-woman roster under a hard cap and they need one more player for the bench, that $12,000 gap is everything. They are, as Sophie said, forced to choose. Do they sign the 28-year-old proven veteran, or do they sign the 22-year-old rookie for $12,000 less, which gives them the cap flexibility to sign another role player? This is the missing middle squeeze. The Supermax players are locked in. The rookie-scale players are cheap and required. It's the players like Sophie Cunningham, the 6-year vets, the valuable role players, the glue and grit players who are being pushed out. She took this complex inside baseball salary cap problem, a problem that GMs in the union only discuss in private, and she broadcast it to the world on Good Morning America. She confirmed the league's darkest secret. Their own salary cap structure is cannibalizing its veteran class. And she did it at the worst possible time. But what if Sophie wasn't just talking to WNBA general managers? What if she wasn't just undermining the WNBPA? What if she was auditioning for a different league entirely? Let's follow the other money. The biggest story in women's basketball right now, besides the WNBA's growth, is the rise of high-paying rival leagues. We're talking about Unrivaled, the 3-on-3 league co-founded by WNBA stars, and the mysterious Project B, the new international league reportedly offering multi-million-dollar contracts. A November 6 report from Front Office Sports stated that Project B is offering some stars 7-figure salaries, starting at $2 million annually. That is 10 times the WNBA Supermax of $249,000. Now reread Sophie's own quote from her podcast. "The next team I play for, I want a bigger contract, so then I can buy a house and be cozy. It could be anywhere." It could be anywhere. When Sophie went on GMA and declared that proven talent is being squeezed out by the WNBA's hard cap, she wasn't just talking to the Indiana Fever or the Phoenix Mercury. She was talking to the executives at Project B. She was sending a flare-up to Unrivaled. She was communicating her exact value proposition. She is a proven veteran WNBA player, a locker room leader, and a fan favorite, and she's being undervalued and pushed out by the WNBA's broken hard cap system. She is, in effect, the perfect high-profile free agent for a new league looking to poach established WNBA talent. Her GMA comment was a for sale sign, an audition for new multi-million-dollar rival leagues like Project B, signaling that she is exactly the kind of high-profile disgruntled veteran they should be poaching. It was a power play not just against her old team, but against the entire WNBA. So let's go back and watch the tape. Was this really a slip-up? The interview, which aired on November 13th, was overwhelmingly positive. For the first 4 minutes, Sophie was the perfect league ambassador. She was charming, she praised the rookie class, she talked about the new energy, and she thanked the league for the move to charted flights. She did everything she was supposed to do. But then at the 4-minute 15-second mark, Robin Hurts asked a general question about the league's financial future. Sophie had a choice. She could have given a safe, media-trained answer. Instead, she paused. She looked directly into the camera and delivered her premeditated 10-second line about the missing middle, the hard cap, and cheap talent versus proven talent. There was no stumble, there was no or It was a clear, concise, and devastatingly effective statement.
A former WNBA team public relations strategist we spoke to called it a masterfully executed, plausible deniability political message. It was just short enough to be ignored by the mainstream morning show audience. But it was just specific enough to be a nuclear bomb to its real audience, the 30 general managers in the WNBA, the WNBPA Executive Committee, and the founders of the rival leagues who are ready to write the checks. It was, in short, a perfect piece of political theater. So let's recap. Sophie Cunningham's 10-second comment on Good Morning America was not a gaffe. It was a public negotiation triggered by the fact that her own team, the Indiana Fever, is reportedly not prioritizing her as an unrestricted free agent. It was a direct and perhaps fatal blow to the WNBA's unified front in the middle of their most important CBA negotiation in history, giving the league leverage by pitting veterans against rookies. It was a mathematically correct and therefore incredibly dangerous public admission of the WNBA's missing a middle problem, where the league's own hard cap forces teams to choose cheap rookies over proven veterans. And finally, it was a brilliant for-sale sign, an audition for new multi-million-dollar rival leagues like Project B, signaling that she is exactly the kind of high-profile, disgruntled veteran they should be poaching. This one comment has changed the power dynamics of the WNBA offseason. It has put the players' union on defense and given all the leverage to the league and its owners. And it has placed Sophie Cunningham, a free agent, at the absolute center of a new, bitter civil war for the league's financial future. This is the kind of power brokering and backroom dealing that defines the modern league. And if you want to know how these deals really get done and what GMs are really saying behind closed doors, you need to watch our Locker Room Confidential playlist. We break down the real playbooks that control the entire sport. Click the link on the screen now.